Hello and welcome to this new Doom video. It's a long time since we've last spoken, and what you can see here is me playing the game and I'm commentating in post. So, you get both benefits. The first is that you can see me play the game and not run into every dead end all the time and like run around like an idiot. And also I can focus on what I want to say and, have a bit more one train of thought instead of like 5 million at once. So yeah, hello everyone. From the last video there were no questions as far as I could see, so but also I think that in this video I have like a lot of things to say and I want to talk about my new game and stuff, so yeah, I think we will get along even without some questions. The first thing I want to get off my chest is my current situation and the reason why there is almost no update in the last like months. The thing is that I have a new job. I think I've talked about this before, and it's a very cool job. I really like it a lot. I get paid quite well, and it's only a part-time job, so only 4 hours a day, which is quite nice, and it leaves me a lot of room to relax and do whatever I want. But currently there is a lot. I'm like in the training phase or training part, whatever. And when you get a new job, you always have a phase or time like where you have to like learn all this kind of stuff and get trainings all the time. And these trainings are basically 8 hours a day. So weeks and weeks and days I have like 8-hour days and I learn all kinds of crazy stuff the whole day, and when I come home I have like no brain power left to work on my game or learn the new engine, because that's the hardest part right now. The engine is amazing and I love working with it, and everything feels so intuitive and it's fun to work with, but at the same time it's like learning new stuff, and when I learn in my job all the time, I just can't learn more stuff when I come home. So I just want to relax and watch some, I don't know, a TV series, or like sit around and talk with my roommates or something like that. So yeah, basically there's almost no updates in the last time. But yeah, I'm currently like 1 or 2 weeks away from, getting out of this training phase, and then I can like, I have my normal 4-hour days, which are really nice. I already had some work days with like 4 hours, and it was feeling like I haven't even worked. It was so amazing. It was awesome. And also like in the future, when at some point I probably or hopefully or maybe I get enough money, I don't need the job anymore, but that is in the future. And yeah, this is taking me to the next topic, which is which is UNLOVED. And currently there's like there are a few complications. The first is like finding people to work with. For example, I'm still looking for a 3D artist. I had like a few people who told me they're interested in the project and they want to work with me, but then I just don't hear back from them, and I think like, what's happening? But whatever. If they don't want to do it, I can find someone else, and if I don't find anyone else, I have to do the 3D modeling myself, and I've already done that. I've already created animations, and I can do that, but it takes like forever. So I don't want to delay the game too much, and also that's the problem. I don't feel like my 3D models look like the way I want the game to look. They just look like kind of crappy first timer 3D models, and not like amazing cool models that I want to see in my game. So I'm still looking for a 3D artist. Maybe when I create like more videos and I have more features complete in the game, that people will be more attracted to the game and say like, oh wow, this looks interesting. I want to make the 3D art for this because I feel there's potential there. And that brings me to, you know, some gameplay stuff that I'm pretty sure I didn't talk about before, but I just want to let you know what I'm thinking about the project. And also there's a roadmap, or like a progression update site map, or whatever you want to call it. If you go to like Trello, I can put a link in the description. There you can see like my plans and my ideas for the game. And that's basically what I'm working with and what I will update, and this will also be available throughout the whole early access phase, so you can also always see what my plans are, exactly what my plans are, and what is completed in the game, and what features are planned and what features I'm working on. And also people can vote on features, so if you like to see one particular feature sooner rather than later, then you can vote on specific features, so I can see like people are more interested seeing this feature completed as soon as possible rather than others. And I think that's a pretty cool way to interact with the community, because that's one of my biggest plans for this game. I want to make it, I want to grow a community. I want to grow like awareness and people who like the game, and I think the early access, you know, mechanism, whatever, inside Steam is almost perfect for that, because you have a lot of time to work on the game and implement more and more features, and every once in a while you can like create a major update for the game, and people will recognize that, and more people, if you make a good game, you know, it's always the same thing that some people hate these early access games, but the reason is because there are so many crappy games that just get released on early access because the developers, I don't know, they just think like, hey, I can get a quick buck when I release this crappy shit unfinished as a early access, and I don't even have to finish it. And I don't feel like that. I think this is a, you know, exploiting the system, and I don't know. You know, in the end, Valve doesn't care that much because they get their money anyway. So who cares? But I don't want to do that. I want to be like, I want to use the early access system as good as possible to, you know, have like all the cool features that I think are necessary and are like the fundamental basics of the game. And then I want to release the game like it's a multiplayer, randomly generated game. So I feel like this could be a game with extreme longevity, and this is something I tried with Gun Girl 2, and this got a lot of positive feedback. And I had like, in case you didn't go that far in the game, if you complete the game in Gun Girl 2, there is like a random mission feature in the game. Like if you complete the normal game, you have access to another room, like a shopping mall, and there's a teleporter which always generates like random missions out of predefined sets of levels. And this was one feature that I really liked myself to play, because at some point the whole game, I had played the whole game so many times, that it was just boring. And with the Panda game, I kind of had the same idea, like I want to make something random, but in the end the Panda game didn't feel like that. I felt like the Panda game would be better off staying simple and not overcomplicating stuff, because I've read a lot of stories, not a lot of stories, but quite a few stories about how games are overly complicated and therefore ruining the fun factor of the game. Like some games are better left simple, like Doom, for example. I think Doom is perfect. Doom is just amazing. It's like, I don't know, I feel like it's the perfect game. It's the perfect shooter. It's all around, it's a round experience, it's fun, it's addictive, people have all kinds of available mods, or like they can create their own games with it, and it's awesome. It's like, I don't know, if people look at it and think, it's ugly, I don't want to play it. You know, that's fine, but besides that, it's old as shit. It's just the perfect game, in my opinion. It has, yeah, it's so well balanced, and even for the time, you know, like id Software, I don't know, they didn't have like, you know, nowadays companies have like servers who run statistics and analyze the shit out of every game and every thing players do, and I don't know, I don't feel like this is necessary. I think it's more necessary that you have a good feeling about your own game, and you create a game that you feel like is right. And that's how I want to do it with Unloved. And with Unloved, I want to have like this balance between a modern type of game and the old school Doom gameplay experience. And I really want to focus on that, and I don't want to mess this up by adding some strange features. But here's what I think of. I think that a lot of games have like these two elements that play together and create this very intriguing or very interesting mix of gameplay. If we take like Skyrim, for example, Skyrim is a very, very good example. In Skyrim you have a pretty limited inventory, and also there's the dungeon element, where you go out in the wilderness, or you go into a dungeon and you solve quests and you find like random NPCs, and you fight a lot and you have a combat. And this is like the dungeoning or the questing part of the game. This is the first element, and in my game, obviously, this is the Doom gameplay. You go into a map and you find keys, open doors, fight the monsters, have like all kinds of random encounters with monsters and difficult, more or less difficult spawns of monsters. And then in Skyrim, there's the second element where you go into a town and you manage your inventory and you talk to NPCs, and you can like manage your outfit and your weapons, and you can upgrade your weapons and enchant your weapons and create all kinds of stuff, and you know, manage your game and role play and talk with NPCs, get like a companion or something like that. And this will be in my game like the house part, where in the mod you go into a map and then you go out into the house, and basically it's like just a small hub area where you just try to find the next room or the next location where you need to go to progress. But in Unloved, the game, I want to be like, the house will be like its own like kind of character. It's like a part of the game where you can just you can craft stuff, and you can manage your inventory, and you can manage your outfit, and you can create mods for your weapons, and mod and upgrade your stuff, learn like more abilities, learn magic abilities. And yeah, there will be kind of magic abilities, but not too crazy shit like throwing, I don't know, laser beams, something. It will be fitting to the whole scenario, but I call them like spells, but it's not really like that, but you will see about that. And you know, there's this aspect, and then I want to be like, if you're ready and you can go like in your basement, and then there's like some place like a portal or a well or something where you can like access, and then you can like check yourself as ready, and then you will be ported into the next dungeon or whatever area where you have like companions, or you know, not companions but other players basically. You know, it's a co-op game, but also you can play alone. It's totally up to you. And whether you decide to play with co-op or not, I want to have like a very fulfilling experience, and you can manage your player, you can outfit your character, you can give him specific looks and everything. But you know, these are all features that I have in mind, but they are planned for later releases. That's why I want to have it early access. So in the first off, I want to have like the original, well, not an original, obviously I want to tweak a little bit of stuff, so everything fits my own idea of how the game should look. But overall, I want to be like, I want to have a very fun, action-oriented gameplay where you just like mow down all kinds of enemies and like have crazy encounters with all kinds of random monsters. And I want to have like a bajillion of monsters and all have different behavior, and the Unreal Engine makes this quite easy to accomplish, which is very awesome. Basically, I just have to make like prototype type of enemies, for example, a spellcaster, a projectile shooter, a whatever shotgun dude, or like, you know, a hit scan prototype, and then I can just like change and adjust the parameters inside these enemies to make all kinds of different enemies, which will be quite awesome, I think. And yeah, this is my plan for the game. So there's like two elements. First is the Doom gameplay, and I don't want to mess with that too much. So in the game, you will run around and you will like loot like a table, for example, and there's kind of random items in there, and you pick them up, but you don't get them right away. You only get them when you complete the map. So you pick up all kinds of crazy stuff, and you're maybe like already like you're like, oh my god, I found this item that I needed all the time. Awesome! I just want to complete this map now. And then when you finish the map, you get all these items for your inventory, and then you can stash them in your house and stuff. And then in your house you can like craft stuff with these items or use them on your character. There will be like magical items like old books or old strange dolls with all kinds of magic stuff on it. And you can equip that on your character. And when you die, there will be a chance that items that you have equipped on your character will break. So there's always a risk then when you go out into the fighting, that all the stuff that, you can't just find the best item and then you're set and you're like, yeah, done. But because at some point you will die and you will just lose your shit and you're like, no! So I want to be like, I want to have like this dynamic in your character that even if you have lost your best item, you probably have found something similar and that you kind of want to test out. Like, there's like this very amazing armor that you found that makes you run 50% faster, and you're like, awesome, this is the best armor in the game. But then in your next run, you lose your armor, and then you like have to go back to your backup armor. That's some armor that, I don't know, makes you like a tank, and every monster attacks you, but every time you get attacked, you like increase your damage by like 50% or something crazy like that. And you're like, holy shit, this is even better! And this creates like this kind of dynamic. So yeah, you're not like this kind of type of player, like I'm a tank or I'm like a damage dealer or something, but instead it's like going in this run I'm the tank, and in the next run I'm deciding to do this or whatever. And yeah, I think this is a pretty cool way to have like the game and be like dynamic. But also there will be skills, so you level up your character and you learn skills and talents and stuff that you will always keep. So if you always want to be the tank, you can learn skill and be always the tank. Anyway, I've rambled on for too long. The video is almost done. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.